Welcome to the Inside Sales Top Sales Challenges Mini Summit. I'm Brian Backhoffner, Senior VP at Map Anything, and today we're going to discuss the secrets to better sales performance. But first, a little bit about me. I've spent the last 10 years across various SaaS companies focused on helping salespeople get better. While at Inside View, we were at the forefront of evangelizing social selling for its improvements in enabling access to decision makers. When I was at LeadSpace, we were at the forefront of leveraging predictive analytics to help marketers better prioritize which leads to spend time on and which customers to target. Here at Map Anything, the leading map-based UI for Salesforce, I'm in charge of strategic partnerships. So let's dive in. What do we know about the top sales challenges for sales reps today? Looking at the InsideSales.com research, what we've seen is a consistent challenge in having enough people to call and determining how to find relevance to cut through the noise and get access to decision makers. What I find most interesting about this is with the advent of tools like LinkedIn and social selling and more sophisticated sales intelligence solutions, we haven't gotten much better in the last 3 years. We see these same issues play themselves out with field sales. I think there's a few issues at hand. Number one, we tend to see high-tech sales organizations focus on highly centralized inside sales with a lot of support from marketing via inbound leads. Traditionally, field teams are geo-distributed, in a lot of cases disconnected from marketing and the lead flow. Number two, inside teams tend to cover smaller and mid-sized accounts, where inbound tactics like web forms, online demos seem to work better. Question for the people on the phone, especially those in field sales. When's the last time you received a high-quality inbound lead from a decision maker at something like Bank of America? How about Wells Fargo? What about Coca-Cola? My point being is you tend to not see a lot of inbound lead flow in the enterprise. And that's typically where we deploy our most expensive and most senior field sales resources. For a lot of these reasons, we're seeing a trend in B2B marketing specifically to something called account-based marketing. Targeting accounts specifically with a mix of marketing messages and sales outreach to create maximum velocity for your sales organization. Across field sales organizations, what we've seen is that this is something that's been in place for many years. A lot of field reps come with Rolodexes, they come with a knowledge of their territory. So that's a key challenge that we're seeing play itself out over and over, inside sales and outside sales. So we know sales reps have challenges with leads. Just go get more, right? No problem. I think the key to understanding how we improve is to first understand the problems with traditional lead management. So solving the problem starts with better managing the leads you already have. And what you have is what we call dark data, the unused data of the data matter of your Salesforce first. Think of that. All of your unused leads that were never contacted by a sales rep, old clients that you closed lost, opportunities that you lost to the competition, trade shows that you attended 3 years ago that nobody ever followed up with people that attended your booth. There are tons and tons of opportunities to engage with leads and people that have some knowledge of your company just buried within your Salesforce or your CRM database. We have a point of view that dark data must be turned into actionable intelligence. Secondly, in addition to dark matter, we also struggle to maximize our efforts in existing marketing lead channels. So we've all seen these. We all know what these are. Marketing provided leads. These are the inbound leads. These are demo requests. These are people filling out form, send me information. I mean, these are great because they often indicate the prospect's direct interest in your company's product or service. Cons, oftentimes they're not decision makers, but people that are kicking tires. And it could be weeks or months between collecting the lead and actually converting it. You could go buy a list. You could go find a partner and say, hey, I'll give you my list if you give me yours. Easy to acquire in bulk. A lot of times cost effective. They're cheap. But the cons are they're cold. The prospect doesn't know who you are, so your conversion rates are going to be much lower than something like a marketing provided or an inbound lead. The third thing you have is social selling and the leveraging sales intelligence tools, things like Inside View. The Pro enables the salespeople to self-sort leads, gives them access to decision makers, gives them intelligence about what to say to a decision maker to increase the likelihood of converting that into an opportunity and a customer. The cons are it's time consuming, and you're starting to see some of these channels turn themselves off. I'll take a minute for a little anecdote. I spend a lot of time on LinkedIn, no surprise, and I've had reps reach out to me and tried me, write really, really purposeful and thoughtful LinkedIn email messages. I've then had them ping me on social networks like Twitter, then follow me in email. But you know what? Nobody ever picked up the phone and gave me a call, right? So these channels all work in conjunction with one another, not as independent entities. And lastly, blind canvassing. Enable salespeople to self-sort leads. I'm in my territory. I've got some time. I'm going to go knock on some people's doors. Believe it or not, that's the way that a lot of sales organizations out there in the world today operate. The cons are it's inefficient, time-consuming, and costly. Literally, a salesperson's time is one of your number one costs that you have as a sales organization. And if they're not effectively using their time, you guys are going to be in trouble. So what we have are some truisms. So what do we believe? Here at Map Anything, we believe lead management truism number one is that better lead management does not lie in the quantity of leads, but rather the salespeople's ability to take action upon them. InsideSales.com actually tells us that a key driver of lead conversion lies in the time it takes to contact a lead. Should you wait 5 minutes? Should you wait a day? Should you wait a week? Ultimately, what we've seen over time is that quicker lead follow-up actually results in higher lead conversion, right? Reps that follow up more quickly get more leads converted over time. It's just the truth. But what happens if I have more leads than a rep could possibly contact in a timely window? Believe it or not, having too many leads is a problem a lot of marketers today deal with. There's a handful of applications and processes, things like automated dialers, things like predictive analytics to help reps focus on the highest likely targets. But we also think another way to accomplish lead prioritization is to Yelpify your sales process. So everybody's seen these applications online. There's things like Yelp, there's Google. I'm in an area, show me the best restaurant. I want Thai food that is, moderately priced and has good reviews and has really good pad Thai. Right? That's the benefit of consumer-facing apps with smartphones today have given us. So we really feel like leveraging dark matter within your existing CRM database or your Salesforce.com instance is really Yelpifying your sales process. Using map-based visualization to actually take a row of data or a queue of leads and organize a sales rep's day around a geo-based approach. Find old leads near existing clients to maximize a sales rep's time. Leverage prioritization from companies like InsideSales.com to further filter down your approach. Only show me highly scored leads. Only show me leads that have filled on a form in the last 5 to 10 hours. How many of us filter consumer mapping apps, things like Yelp, by rating and by price? Why wouldn't you do the same with your leads? So once we learn how to better prioritize what we have, and we find efficiencies in our process through geo-based lead management, we still need help. That leads us to lead management truism number 2. World-class marketing orgs will never source 100% of a sales pipeline. It just won't happen. We've seen best-in-class sales organizations in B2B SaaS maybe get 50 to 55% inbound. It's just not going to happen that a marketing organization is going to 100% provide leads to their sales organization. So reps that self-source leads will outperform their peers consistently. There was actually research back in about 2011, 2012 from the Corporate Executive Board, or CEB, the publishers of the Challenger sale, that actually showed that people that did social research and reached out via social networks to self-source leads actually had a higher incidence and high performance than those that did not. So there's actual research to back up my claim here. But what happens when you move into a new territory and you have a minimal LinkedIn network? Or you don't understand the general market dynamics because you've been assigned a new territory that's in Houston, Texas, it's oil and gas, and you've only ever sold high tech before. How do we enable salespeople to succeed there? Here at Map Anything, we're a good example. We have a constant flux in sales territories as we grow. New week, 3 new reps. Where do we put them? How do we best deploy our resources? And how do they ultimately get into their territories and be successful and generate revenue and be successful sales individuals? And we think here is how we Pokemon Go your territory. So everybody on the phone that has children is familiar with Pokemon Go. Some people that are 40 plus probably play it. It's okay. We play it here at Map Anything a lot. But that's basically leveraging a geo-based approach to go hunting for Pokemon. And when we're hunting for Pokemon as sales reps, we're hunting for new business. We're hunting for the highest likely prospects in our given territory to go have meetings with, generate that new pipeline, and close business. So this is what we actually call location-based lead gen. Very much like Pokemon Go, sales reps, in this case especially field reps, are consistently on the hunt. You may have a Pokestop, which in the game is a place where you go gather information. For a field sales rep, that could be a local chamber of commerce event, an industry mixer, or some other type of networking. How many of your sales reps have been traveling in a territory and either A, had a big gap between meetings? You had an 8 a.m. and you had a 4 p.m. What are you going to do in the middle of the day? Go see a movie? I hope not. Find a new meeting, find 3 or 4 people to make sales calls into. That's an effective use of time. Or B, you're dealing with a last minute cancellation. I've traveled from Houston all the way to North Carolina. I've got a big meeting for 2 hours with a global CIO, and at the last minute they cancel. What am I going to do with my time? Am I going to go home? Am I going to go hotel? No. I'm going to leverage location-based lead gen, find some people to call, make the best use of my T&E expense, and actually help myself be successful. We actually also see location-based lead gen helping marketing departments better plan and optimize field events. Traveling to a trade show, having an exec dinner, things that you're looking around a geographic area, how do you determine who to invite? So I'm traveling into a territory, I'm having an event, I want to have C-level people attend. As a marketing department, how do I determine who do I invite? Leveraging location-based lead gen is a great way to better visualize the market dynamics to find the right people to invite. And as a sales rep who wants to own lead gen, no more waiting on new leads. So what are some key takeaways? We talked about the issues, sales reps needing to find new leads. We talked about some of the problems with traditional methods of gathering leads. What are the pros, what are the cons? And then we talked about map-based prospecting, which is what we think is a new and interesting way to help salespeople be more effective at their jobs. So what are the key takeaways? Number one, leverage analytics and automation to capitalize on the existing leads you have. You have this dark matter. You've got leads that are neglected in your CRM database. Leverage analytics to prioritize which one of those have the highest likelihood of converting, put them on a map, give them a call. Number two, understand that every rep needs to self-source pipeline. Make sure every rep has a plan. They understand the dynamics not only of your product and your value and the industries that you serve, but geographically in their territory understands how to make that applicable. I use the example again. I'm a phone-based sales rep in North Carolina assigned to the San Francisco Bay Area. I have a great year. I get my territory expanded, and now I have this area of the world called TOLA, Texas and Louisiana. How am I going to be effective in that territory? I need to be able to visualize who is in that territory, when's the last time they've been contacted, what are the market dynamics, what's the territory potential, and really get myself up to speed on the industry verticals that exist within that. A map is a great way to do that. And that's why we think number three, using a map-based approach is a game changer. It's a great way to, number one, help sales reps visualize and understand the existing dark matter that exists, all of those untouched leads, those neglected leads, those closed lost opportunities. But secondarily, to leverage things that don't exist in Salesforce. I'm in a territory, I'm making some sales calls. I don't have every potential business that we could be selling to in my CRM or my Salesforce database. So how can I actually visualize every business that exists around me, prioritize them by industry, by size of business, use a map-based lead gen approach, and actually go get new pipeline? So I welcome everybody to reach out to me. My email is included here, as well as my Twitter handle. Find me on LinkedIn, find me on social media. Be loved to have a conversation.